Hi, welcome back to Susan's Kitchen Corner, and on this episode we're going to be making cod cakes. This works with well with salmon, trout, tilapia, any kind of fish. So what we're going to need is we're going to need cod, and we're going to need 1 cup of it, as you can see on my cutting board here. We're going to chop it up really fine. I'll show you how to do that. We're also going to need 1 stick of celery, a sprig of dill, 1 egg, we're going to need 2 tablespoons of black-eyed peas, which made these yesterday and went on a bean spree. I had this whole thing just cooking beans. And you're going to need mayonnaise, 2 tablespoons. If you have a little food processor, 2 for the beans. We're gonna dice. We're gonna process the beans. There we go. I got it out. So let's see. And you're also gonna need a plate with napkins or paper towels on it for the end result. Make sure you don't knock it off. And you're also gonna need peanut oil, or your choice of oil. And you're also going to need breadcrumbs. This is the brand I like. And let's get started. So let's start chopping this cod. Let's get this little piece first. Now this cod cakes are really mild because cod is like, if you do this with salmon's super rich. So it's like, find the fish you like and try it out. I like both. You can also do this with shrimp, tiny shrimp. You can do this with tuna. This is very versatile for what you can put in it. Okay, so let's put that in there. See how easy that was? And remember, the smaller you cut things, the faster they cook. So let's get this big piece out now. Now cod, this piece doesn't have any bones in it, so you don't have to worry about that, but salmon would. When I make salmon cakes, I always have to pick the bones out when I'm doing this. Let's see, I'm turning it sideways and cutting it. Sit that in there. See what we have. We have a little bit more. Let's do a row more. Okay. If it goes over a little bit, no big worries. It's okay. Squish it down. That's about a cup. Let me wash my hands. Get the bag out. Return this to the freezer for another soup, meal, or whatever it turns into. Okay. Put that over there. Clean this off. Okay. Now if you're squeaming around, this is fish. This is going to go in with the fish. And this isn't meat, this is fish. Now if this celery was going into a salad, I would not recommend this. If you're doing something completely different with the salad. I mean the celery, but this is going in right in with the fish, so not that big of a deal. Now, you want to strip these And I forgot to explain this, but you just half them. I guess you saw what I did. Usually I like to explain what I'm doing, but half, half, half until small, until you get them as small as possible, and then dice it small. And if you have any idea, want to know what I'm cooking in the background here, this big pot that's steaming, I am making stock. This is, I rave about making soup and stock and broth all the time on every single video except the ones that I'm baking, of course. And can't get enough stock. This has been sitting here, this sits here for 8 hours. And it smells so good. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to put this into a square and we're going to mince it even smaller. I was watching one of these shows one time, and it shows like a master chef, and he gets all these herbs out, right? Dry herbs. And he takes the knife and he goes back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and pretty soon he has a paste. That's like, oh God. I don't know if I could do that. Okay, that looks about right. So we're going to take 3 tablespoons, add that to our fish. So 1, 2, that's about 3. That worked out pretty perfect. Okay, and now I already had some, when you cut the onion, you cut it in the same manner as, well, this onion is not going to come in a long piece like this, but when you cut it, then you want to mince it, just like you saw me. When you cut it up, mince it, like the chop, 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 chop. So let's get 3 out of that. That's about 3, that's okay. Okay, and now for the, let's do the dill. Chop it up. Dill. Dill and rosemary get to me every single time. I just love the smell. Plus dill goes so nice with fish. Okay, so let's get our mixing bowl out. And let me really clean this up here now. It's kind of looking kind of crappy. Okay, that looks a little bit better. Okay, so we're going to add, oh yeah, we're going to put our mixing bowl here. And we're going to do 3 tablespoons, oh excuse me, 2 tablespoons of black-eyed peas into the food processor. Let's do 3 because we're doing 3, so let's just go on with it. So, process away. If you want to watch me process away, maybe I should push that up. Now, if you're like, well, wait a minute, why don't you put the onion and why don't you put the celery in here at the same time? Well, what happens is a food processor draws the water out of the onion and the celery. And what's going to end up happening is you're going to have, when all the water is out, you're going to have a mush. And that's not what we want. So let's put this beans right in here. Okay, and let's do the easiest thing of all. Pour one thing into another, so we have all our ingredients right here. Plop. Now, mind you, you can also, if this is like, you're like, well, wait a minute, this doesn't make enough for anything. Double the recipe. It's perfectly fine. Let's get our tablespoon of mayonnaise. A little bit, like a half more. Get that back in the refrigerator. Mix it in. Let's get our egg, crack it. Try to crack it. There we go. Okay. Mush it in. Just mix it around until it's all incorporated. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add the breadcrumbs, and I have a bag already opened right here. We're going to add 2 tablespoons, which I'm going to eye it. Okay, 2 tablespoons. Mix it in. It also helps to be a binder. This is going to be a little wet, so don't let that scare you. Okay, I will be right back.